Back to another episode on the Tennessee Titans franchise. We are in the off-season, and this will be the off-season episode. Usually a little bit of a shorter episode. Gonna try and keep it short and simple. I've got this one here, and I've got the preseason episode. These two are the prep episodes, basically, and then we kick off the next regular season, the 2026 regular season. Time for a quick recap here, the 2025 season recap. The Las Vegas Raiders, the team that we lost against, actually won the Super Bowl. Alright, I do feel a little bit better now because we lost against the Super Bowl champions. It does hurt because I would have liked to defend the Super Bowl title. Didn't manage to do that. We're going to try and come back stronger next year, but yeah, a little bit disappointed nonetheless. We have a few retirees, just going to be looking at these here. Stephon Gilmore, Keenan Allen for the Texans, Riley Dixon retiring for the Vikings. We've got all the mentors retiring. All right, Robert Quinn, Chris Hubbard, Tyler Shatley, Matt Stafford retiring, Jason Pierre-Paul, Rob Havenstein, Tyron Smith, Khalil Mack, David Andrews. A lot of big names: Kyle Juszczyk, Morgan Moses, Teron Armstead, Annie Norwell, Kevin Zeitler, Micah Hyde, and then of course a few of the free agents: Jimmy Ward, interesting, Leonard Floyd, Hayden Hurst, Taylor Lewin. As you can see, just big names retiring. Chandler Jones, Levante, David, AJ Cann, Cordarrelle Patterson, Kyle Fuller. Players that would actually be pretty good on any team, but yeah, didn't get a spot on any team anymore. NFL rejects, anybody out there? Yeah, stay tuned. It's going to be a really fun franchise series that I've got planned next. All right, player re-sign week. Or a re-sign players week, or a player negotiation week, or whatever. Anyways, we've got a mock draft 3 in, but we're going to be focusing on the players that are ready to negotiate. Just want to make sure that we keep the team together. All right, Peter Skoronski, his re-sign interest is orange. That is interesting. All right, but we're going to accept the option, of course. There we go, boom. And he's going to stick with us for 1 more year. After that, we're going to have to negotiate a new deal. Zach Harrison. 2577 overall. He is red, which means he's not going to want to stay with us. Keishan Butte here. JD Bradley, Colton Dowell, Noah Clancy, Shaquille Brett, CJ Mosley, Eric Rowe, Robert Woods, John Feliciano, Logan Thomas. All right, so these ones here, not interested. Noah Clancy, I definitely want to keep him around. Definitely, no questions asked. All right, so what would he like? Player friendly. I'm going to give him 6-year deal. Let's give him a 7-year deal, because what the hell. There we go. Make offer. Exactly. Boom. And he resigns. That is fantastic. Keisha Butte. Interesting. I'm not quite sure if I want to keep him around or Colton Dowell. I think Colton Dowell really deserves a shot. I'm going to give him a 3-year deal. I just feel like he earned that one, right? Offer is perfect. All right. So Colton Dowell stays on. This is great. JD Bradley. 3rd string running back, and I think he will be playing a bigger role next season. Again, let's give him a player-friendly deal. I'm gonna give him a 7-year deal, because why ever not? There we go. Happy to sign. Good. All right, so he stays as well. I'm unsure about the about Keisha Butte, to be honest. To be really honest, looking at him, he's not bad. He's 2475 overall. He is good, but then is he really such a standout player? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure if I really need to bring him back. So I'm going to let him go. And Zach Harrison is 2577. I do think that he has earned the right to stay around, right? So I'm going to give him a 5-year deal. I'm going to give him 2.2, 1.8. Let's see. Would like to play. All right. So he wants to leave. Good. But not going to franchise tag him. I think we can get a similar player in. No problems. All right. Good. We need to fill staff, obviously, because somebody has left again. This is... I don't really know what the problem is here, but these dudes keep leaving, and that is an issue, because whenever I've got him built up again, they kind of leave, and I'm not really sure why. So, my dude is not in here that I had before. This is really strange. This is really strange. I'm not a big fan of this, to be honest. Let's just take a look here. We've got the offensive scheme is West Coast Power Run, multiple zone run. Offensive playbook is Las Vegas McDaniels. Detroit vertical zone run, vertical power run, multiple zone run. I think we need to go for the West Coast thingy. Kansas City Reed. All right, let's go with Michael Edwards here. There we go. I actually don't want to do that. I want to hire him. There we go. And now we're going to hire a defensive coordinator as well. And this here will be Sammy Rios. 84 points. Both have 84 points anyways. We're going to go the West Coast zone run. Here we go. Hire Sammy Rios. I've got 174 points. I will be spending those later on, all right? But I'm actually a bit pissed here that I keep losing my staff. Don't really know why that is happening, but okay. All right, so we got the player negotiations done. Next week, first week of free agency. All right, we're back in free agency week number 1. There are the combine results are in. Not going to be taking too much of these into account here at the moment. I think that we know which positions we need to set, and we're just going to be diving into the free agents, just taking a look who's available, who even would be interested in joining with us. All right, quick overview situation here. Quarterbacks, we actually don't need anybody of these here. We've got the quarterback set, so that's fantastic. All we need is a mentor at a later date. The running backs. Again, I'm pretty happy with what we have. We have a hard, quick regressing Derrick Henry. So that, of course, is not fantastic. That is something that we need to keep in mind. But again, I think I've got a solution there. So let's just keep on working here. Fullback, we've got a player there. So no need for anybody here, even if there were players available. That might be interesting. In the wide receiving side, again, I'm not going to be going into the market too hard here. I believe in the group that we have. I don't think that we really need a refresh. Overall, the ones that I do have, I'm very happy with them. Travis Kelce available at tight end. This is actually one that is very tempting. All right, can I just put that out there? Do I just slap an offer on there just for the heck of it? It's not really a position that I need, all right? But it would be fun. He doesn't have an offer yet. So I might snag him with a super cheeky, super low-balling offer here. All right, I'm just going to go in there with 1 mil. Now, let's go 1.5. Let's not be too bad here, all right? But I don't have that much cash anyways. If I could bring him in, I mean, that at least would give me a fantastic backup option, right? I mean, he's not interested anyways, but let's just see what happens. At left tackle, we are completely set. These two players that are interested, I'm actually not interested in. The other players down here, yeah, Trevor Penning could be an interesting addition, probably to the right tackle position, but there's an offer in already. He's not interested. This would be a gigantic bidding war. Left guard Dylan Parham could be an interesting choice here, Joshua Isudu, but I think I'm going to be waiting until the next rounds to see what happens here. Netane Muti is interesting, 75-27, no offers. Could slap him over onto the right tackle side just as a backup for Nicholas Petit-Frere, who is injured a lot. Netane Muti can play all along the line, so yeah, why not? All right, gonna be diving in here. Keep your fingers crossed. There we go. He wants to join, but I'm super low-balling him. At center, I don't have any issues. We are completely set. This is no problem at all. The right guard position, again, we might dive in there later on. The right tackle, again, we have starters everywhere. On the edge, Justin Madubuike looking interesting to Marcus Lawrence, all right. Logan Hall, this is a nice one actually. 26 years old, 80 overall. Might go for him in the next round. Let's just see what happens. If he's still available, he would actually want to join, so that's good. At D-tackle, Levi Onwuzurike is interesting. Tommy Togiai is interesting. But again, we do have backup players that we could utilize, that we could slot in and keep developing. Over on the right edge, of course, we still have Jeffrey Simmons. The backup player there, that might be a question. Adisa Isaac is growing. Is he growing quick enough? I don't know. Linebackers. All right, this is a position where I do really think that we need help. We need backup help, all right? We can always bring in a player like Matt Judon. That is a possibility. Arden Key's still around here. Who's this? Anthony Orji. First off, the name is funny, right? But he doesn't have any offers anyways. Randall Huffman, all right? He actually looks interested. and interesting. Plus he's young. This could be a good snap up actually later on. Cole Holcomb, but Jermaine Pratt at mid linebacker. Interesting. Brian Asamoah from the Dolphins. A lot of good players in here. Jalen Phillips, man, all right. Yeah, we're not going to be getting him. Zach Harrison here, 0 offers. All right, let's just keep this one in mind. But I'm actually looking for younger players that we could bring in and develop over time. At the corner, Andrew Booth Jr. would be a good addition. 25, 84, could be somewhat of a slight rejuvenation. Not too young. All right, we're gonna keep an eye out for that. Tyrann Matthews up for grabs. Quandre Diggs, Thornhill, JT Woods. All right, some of these will be around when we roll into the new season anyways. So I'm not going to be too crazy in handing out offers here. And then we've got kickers and punters. All right, tell you what, we're going to take a look at the targeted ones. Just going to see what happens with the offers that are evaluated. So we signed Netane Muti. This is actually a really good signing. I'm happy about this one here. He will join us. He will be with us. Give him a very long-term deal. He can move all across the offensive line. That is actually pretty funny. All right, next up, this is Travis Kelce, of course. Yeah, I'm not going to be mentioning Taylor Swift. I will not be mentioning Taylor Swift. Did I mention Taylor Swift? All right, sorry about that, guys. It just had to be. All right. Targeted. Let's just see. Does he sign? No. Does he sign? No. All right. The Los Angeles Rams have overtaken us here, so we're going to withdraw the offer. There we go. Not happening. All right. Gonna tell you something. This is it. We went through the free agents. Basically, we're gonna see each other again at the free agency recap when I'm gonna show you the players that I did sign. So welcome to the free agency recap. We've got the mock draft number 5 in. I don't think that there's too many surprises. Who's gonna go first? Probably the team that will choose first. That might be interesting here, though. Currently, the Browns are in the lead to take Arch Manning. Then we've got Zachariah Branch, wide receiver Malachi Nelson, QB, left tackle Kate Proctor, Desmond Ricks. We were actually linked to this player beforehand, and now we are all the way down here at 28, I think. Yeah, quarterback Thomas Cummings, still linked to us. We will be going for different positions. Absolutely. The offensive line, again, we can strengthen that, but for the most part, we're actually pretty okay-ish, I would say. No real need right there, but we need help at the right outside linebacker position. We've got an aging player. I could also see us going for somebody on the edge, of course. That is also, and the D tackle. So these are the positions where we've got older players. And we might even have to kind of do some trading there. I will be just letting the draft approach, and then we'll take what is available best, of course. So scouting, private workouts, we're gonna delegate that, of course. The free agency recap, this is what you're interested in, this is what you came here to see. My signings, Netane Muti, and that is it. Nobody else, just some help for the offensive line. The strength rating that he has is fantastic, 96, which means he's just really hard to push away. He's a big dude, so we will be slotting him into the offensive line wherever we need him, and that'll just give us more flexibility. I think that this time we failed to reach the Super Bowl because we just didn't have the depth. That was it. We missed key players, and yeah, just lost because of that. I'm going to be slowly moving through this here now, so you can see the names and you can see the players and where they are moving. These, of course, are the top players here. You can see a lot of movement here. So far, the Rams have snapped up big players here, Travis Kelce, Tyrann Matthew, so they might be pushing for a Super Bowl. Apart from that, the Browns, the Bears, I see a lot of these here. The Falcons also took one or two. The Packers are now here again. The Rams, so they are bringing in big player names, actually. Big player names. Again, it's a reshuffle. It's a big reshuffle. Yeah, I think the Rams were really active in this free agency period. But yeah, there we go. Those were the top ones. Just pause the screen if you want to see who went where. Yeah, we're going to be moving on to the draft next. This is the next big stop in the off-season episode. Going to be looking through the team again, just kind of identifying the key areas that I really want to focus on. Right, speaking of a roster checkup, let's just do this together quickly. Will Levis and Malik Willis, my 2 QBs. I'm going to be slapping a mentor in there, and that's that. Running backs, we've got Tyjae Spears, we've got Derrick Henry, who is regressing, so Chris McAdams will be overtaking him as a running back number 2. We do have JD Bradley down here, and I'm really actually thinking of keeping him around. I don't know yet what I'm going to do with Derrick Henry. Do I use him in another position? Can I use him as fullback? I don't know. Josh Whyle is doing exceptionally well here, but I do feel like he could be helpful as well on the tight end team here. So, you know, instead of Okonkwo, Clancy, and then some other dude, I'm going to be having Okonkwo, Clancy, and Whyle, and I think that actually would be a clever thing to do, to just kind of clean up the team in a way that'll help me here. Josh Whyle really has proven that he has a lot more to give here than just be a fullback, just be a fullback in air quotes. I think it's an incredibly important position to play. Yeah, we do have to make sure that we do not waste players. And Derrick Henry, I don't want to give him away. I want to keep him around, and he's actually not half bad as a fullback, so there we go. The wide receivers, looking at those, Treylon, Burks, of course, Amani, Rodgers, of course, Kyle Phillips, of course, the ages are okay still as well. Antwane Wells is a young player in here. Colton, Dowell, he certainly will be getting a shot here. I'm even thinking of making him a wide receiver number 4. He was just really good. He surprised me absolutely. Clyde Davis, 2268. I picked him last time. He's got good speed, acceleration, but this is a practice squad player, so he might as well bring in a mentor again. The tight end room now looking like this. Okonkwo, Whyle, Clancy, and Pryor again off to the practice squad with him. Left tackles, we've got Joe Alt and Patrick Paul. This is actually a good setup. I like this. I can see this one working. Left guards, we've got Peter Skoronski, behind him Netane Muti, which is a super solid setup. I'm liking this. At center, McMahon and then Brewer. All right, makes sense. Right guard, Graham Barton and Dylan Redunce also works in my opinion. Nicholas Petit-Frere here and Jaelyn Duncan. This is a little bit of a question mark in my opinion. But okay, if Nicholas Petit-Frere gets injured, Jaelyn Duncan can take over. Just makes sense. Both at 26, still time to grow. So I think this is okay for the time. At left edge, we've got James Houston the 4th. Behind him, we've got Josh Pascal. Both played well last season. Are they super standouts? I'm not sure. I think we could improve certain positions, but then I don't want to go crazy. The right edge is certainly fantastic. Without a question, we've got Jeffrey Simmons here. We've got Adisa Isaac, and he should be growing when Jeffrey Simmons should be regressing, so they should meet in the middle, and then that should be a trade off, basically. D tackles, we've got Tyjae Tart, Jaden Peavy, and Jarvis Ford. I'm also liking this one here. Tyjae Tart, undisputed, but Jaden Peavy, Jarvis Ford, this might be a trade-off here. That'll happen because I think Jarvis Ford will overtake Jaden Peavy in the future. Again, here, if I were to release him, this would of course cause a penalty, but we could always think of trading him away, and I'm just thinking of package deals at the moment. Glenn Sprinkle, 2475, Johnny Posey behind him. Again, Johnny Posey, certainly a player for the practice squad, not a player that I'm going to be using straight away. I'd rather have a mentor in here. Glenn Sprinkle is a start of trade player, so this should help him grow. That's actually quite nice. Mid linebackers, again, Al-Shaair is okay for this season. Kenneth Murray Jr., 27 Monty Rice. So this is okay. Jalen Wilcox, question mark. But yeah, whatever. Let's just keep him in there. Right outside linebacker, Harold Landry, 30 and 84. This is a question. I'm unsure of this one here. Taking a look at his stats. Let's just take a quick look at his contracts. All right, final year of his deal, 21.3 mil. So we might think of a trade here, trading him away and trying to fix this position over, just getting a new player in here. I could really see that happening. Not too crazy about Harold Landry at the moment. On cornerback, we've got Roger McCreary leading the charge. Fantastic stuff. Caleb Farley, both very happy with them. Christian Fulton, fantastic. Sean Murphy-Bunting, aging a little bit here, but we'll keep him around. Kelvin Joseph and Zay Alexander. This is a decent situation. Probably could adjust a little bit, but leave it at the moment. Derek Knox here is my starter, of course. Terrell Burgess slightly regressing. But still, he's going to be a backup. This is a very good combination. And this one I also like. I've got Sonny Styles here, 23.81, and JL Skinner as a backup, 25.75. Now he's going to get his chance in the coming season. Pretty happy with this one, to be honest. Evan McPherson and Ryan Stonehouse. So, taking a look at this, which positions are the positions that we really want to bolster here in the upcoming draft? Let's just take a look at it via the lineup. I think this just gives us a better, quicker view. All right. Offensively, I'm actually pretty happy with what we have. If we see a fantastic player and someone drops in our lap, we're going to take it, we're going to do it. But for the time, I actually think that we're not that bad off. All right. On defense, certainly think that Harold Landry will have to leave us. If we could package Landry and, for instance, Peavy, that could be an option here. We could also think about trading away Sean Murphy-Bunting. It is an option, all right? Not going to be forcing anything here, but that, of course, is something that could happen. We will do that after the draft, though. We'll be doing some trades, probably preseason, to really finalize the touches on this team here. Yeah, I think with that said and done, we are ready. Let's start drafting. All right, so as always, I'm going to be doing the first 10 picks here along with you, and then we're going to be moving along, taking a look at our pick, which is pick number 28. So skipping it in the draft, advance the next pick, and Arch Manning, no surprise, the quarterback from Texas goes to the Browns. The Colts are up next. There we go. Zachariah Branch, wide receiver out of USC. No surprises at the moment. Malachi Nelson, this is exactly mock draft number 5. The Seahawks take Caden Proctor. This is also to be expected. Desmond Ricks, cornerback out of Alabama, joining the Arizona Cardinals. Dante Moore, quarterback out of UCLA, joining the New York Jets. Keon Keeley, right edge out of Alabama, now a Buccaneer. Cardinal Tate, wide receiver, Ohio State, joining the Bills. Next up, this is pick 9. Kay Flanagan, cornerback out of Buffalo, is now a Bronco. And finally, Rocco Mason, wide receiver out of Texas, is a Charger. Number 1, the cornerback Dylan Fletcher. There was no linebacker in sight that just made any sense, but it was a good pick. Hidden dev trade player here. Dylan Fletcher joins the Titans. And as you can see, draft bug has been fixed. Players are not looking all the same. This is fantastic. I could cry. Number 2, left outside linebacker Brandon Hartwell. This is a normal dev trade player, power rusher, left-handed out of Wyoming. He's 22 years old, which is pretty good. 6'5", 262 pounds. This is a very big player, actually. We're going to reveal his overall. I expect he's going to be something like maybe a low 70 or something like that. But yeah, we are going to be taking a look at this one here as soon as we have the full overview. Next pick, Justin Patton, right outside linebacker. 21 years old, right-handed, out of Georgia, 6'3", 230 pounds. Normal dev trade, a little bit of a disappointment here, but overall I think he looks good. Right outside linebacker, Marquise DeVoe out of UL Monroe. Right-handed, 22 years old, 6'3", 260. A speed rusher, so no scheme fit. He was looking kind of not bad, but I am a little bit cautious about this one here. There are hardly any good players left on the board, so yeah, for the time, it is really slim pickings. We pick in 5th round here, and another hidden dev trade player, Caleb Palmer, a wide receiver. Kind of really dropped in our laps. I had no intention of taking him, but he was top of the board. Didn't really know which other positions to go for anymore, so I just picked him, and here we go. Hidden dev trade, nice surprise. So here we go. This is the draft recap. For the first time in this franchise, I don't have to go in there and edit each player on his own, so that is actually really fantastic news. Just moving up and down the field here, you can see we picked all of our picks. I didn't trade anyway, just wanted to go for all of them. I went for Dylan Fletcher first, cornerback here, 77 overall. This is actually pretty cool because we can immediately slot him in and use him on the cornerbacks. Might even clear up some space there. Brandon Hartwell, left outside linebacking pick, power rusher. He is a 65 rated player. This one here, Justin Patton, right outside linebacker, 73 rated. Normal dev trade, which is a little bit sad, but still, I think that this one actually has potential to overtake Caleb Farley at some point in time. Not Caleb Farley, Harold Landry, this is who I meant. Marquise DeVoe, so he's also a good right outside linebacker. So you see, I got a few linebackers in there, I just need to mix and match a little bit. The guard that I brought in, left guard, 64 rated. Then D-tackle, 64 rated. Caleb Palmer, this is the hidden dev trait dude, 66 overall. All right, I don't know if and how I will be using this player, but yeah, we will be doing something with him. And then we've got Brandon Turnage, whatever, 64. There's hardly any difference between this player picked in the 6th round and DeVoe in the 3rd round. So there we go. That's interesting. Fun fact. QB, Dave Atkinson. I don't need a QB, but I saw this dude and it said he was 6'5" and 244 pounds. Age 22 out of Memphis. Throw power 97. I just thought, well, why not? We might need a QB anyways at some point in the future. So why not bring him in and use him in the practice squad. Darren Webb, right tackle, was the final pick here, 65 his overall. I will now be showing you just the overall. As you can see, the overalls here. 82, that's Arch Manning, Zachariah Branch, 81, Malachi Nelson, 80, Caden Proctor, 79, Desmond Ricks, 78, Dante Moore, 71, that's a disappointment, Kean Keeley, Carnell Tate, Kay Flanagan, Rocco Mason. Again, I'm just going to be clicking through this slowly through the entire 1st round, so you can take a look here, just pause the screen and just yeah, look for the player you're looking for. I'm going to be going a little bit quicker now, and here we go. Again, as I said, feel free to pause at any time and just look up the players that you're interested in. All right, so this is basically it. Going to be cutting it here now. Next week we will be doing preseason. That will be the preseason episode. So thank you for your interest so far. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think of the players we drafted. Let me know what you think of the players we picked. And as always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for making this journey special. Do drop me a like, subscribe. It means a lot to me. And as always, see you next time.